Aloha Nityanandam. So I'm gonna do this video on weaving with the Lauhala leaves. See, we just you cut off the ends. When you collect them, it's gonna be like this, and it has all of the ends. You cut off the ends so that it's more easily transportable this way. Okay, so then you have to get them wet, because and let them sit for like 20 minutes or so, because this is like really brittle. Or actually I was letting this sit, but it can get really brittle and cracky because it's it dries folded up like this, right? So I got this one here and I wetted it, and what you want to do is go like that all the way through. You just got to keep working with it and have it flatten out. Okay? And with the bottom side of the leaf, go like that, and then you roll it. This center part is the spine. When you roll it to straighten it out, and then what I do is I'll use the leftover pieces to tie it. Where did it go? I had a leftover piece. Well, my goodness, where did it go? Oh, here it is. No, it's not the one. That's okay. Well, I'll take leftover pieces of the leaf and then I'll tie it around like this. So like this one here is one that I cut the leaf, taking the spine out. So I will usually use the spine to tie up the leaves, as you can see there. Yeah. So what we do now is and when I cut out the spine and then I roll them together, the same leaf together. So like when you make things, it's easier to find the same shade, the same whatever it is, so that I end up rolling them together. So you want to cut the spine out. Or prepping the leaves, storing the leaves. Okay. So then like this. Then you just kind of roll it like that. If you don't get it wet, it's gonna start cracking and ripping. As you can see here, yeah, it's ripping. But not that it's not good, it's good enough for different projects. Okay, so this is how I collect and then process. This is the processing part of the Lauhala, what I do. So because I roll the two sides of the leaf together, and then I use the spine that I just cut out to keep the end flat part there down so it doesn't unravel, then I store it. like that. Okay, that's just what happens. Ripping off. Okay, so that's what I do, and I will keep them together and store them together like that. Okay, so then you will cut them into strips. You can use the scissors to cut the strips into like maybe about the thickness of the pinky, or you can get a Lauhala cutter stripper like this. They have different Lauhala strippers to have a more uniform things, but you cut 3 strips that are about half a centimeter in thickness, and then what I do is the top part can be kind of stiff. It's been sitting in water for about 20-25 minutes. So what you do is soften it out, and then you tie the knot up here. Just tie a knot to the top. And I know there's some people who like to use your toes to hold this, but I share and train yourself, your own muscle memory and whatever. You just work with it and figure it out. And the braiding, I don't. It's just fold it over to the center. This first one cannot help. It's gonna just be like that. Then you fold it to the center. This one as well, you fold it to the center. Right? You fold it to the center. Fold it to the center. Fold it to the center. Fold to the center. Fold to the center. And what we're doing is, this is the part that needs to tie. This is the tying part. So make sure you practice this portion here, because braiding, yes, can be simple, and this portion here is just like jump roping with one rope. But as soon as you start adding the other components, even though this does not change, it's going to feel like all of a sudden the single jump rope is like playing double dutch, but it's not. So just make sure you keep practicing this part, so that when the other components get added, you don't get confused. Just fold it over nicely. Fold it over. The other thing as well is, when I tie the knot, I make sure that the leaves are all facing the same direction, so that when the braid happens, it has a very nice pattern that happens to it. So that's why I tie it the way that I do. And then I try to put at least like maybe 3 or 4 inches, because that's what's needed for the tying part. Just leave the tying part in the ends there. I just kind of double check like that to see if it can. Just for that, the tying ability, and to be comfortable like that to tie it. Okay, so I'm going to use this here, the clothespin, to keep it together. So now, what are we going to use? We're going to use the tea leaves. Just like to cut the spine out of the Lauhala, we are going to cut the spine out of the tea leaf. For me, I like to use all the colors. Today I don't have red or too many oranges ones, but I like to mix up the colors, so I don't discriminate on the leaves. So we're cutting the spine out. Just take the scissors and cut it out. I recommend making sure you wash everything first to remove all of the bugs and aphids or whatever that's on the plants that you are using, just so people don't get sick when you give, because what we're making today is a leipo'o Haku style. Haku is braiding. Leipo'o is the lei that Hawaiians put on their head for hula. Okay, so back to, so while you're weaving, if it gets brittle, stick it in water, or you can get like a spray bottle and spray if you want to as well. But to keep it pliable, or else it's gonna get brittle and start breaking, depending on your hands. So what we do is, that's right, I gotta show the cut. Okay, so once you cut out the spine of the tea leaf, I like to, we're cutting at an angle, and I try to follow the first angle there, and maybe like a 1 inch or a finger, the pointer finger or pinky finger length, and you cut it at the angle, and you just keep cutting it at the angle for each of the leaves. Okay, so you have all these diamonds. Alright, so now what you do is you take one with the top of the leaf, it's the shinier part, and you fold it in half. So the side that has two, you put it the same direction but in the center, and we are going to pinch the center right here where it's meeting in the center there, in the same direction. With that, we are going to just gently, same as we're doing here, we're folding it over. We are going to fold it over so it meets the other side in the center. In the center here, this is the center. And then what we do is we are going to push this up to hold it in place. Then we take the next one and we're going to fold it in half, and it goes in the center of the center, and you take the top, fold it over nicely to braid to the center. Everything's just going in the center, and you push that up. The next one holds the previous one's folding up in place. Okay, bend it in half, put it in the center, take the top one, fold it down nicely, and you push up. And that's all that we're doing over and over again. Okay, the center, take the side, fold it over nicely to the center and push up. And that's all we're doing. Pushing it up. Fold it, put it in the center, bring the top, fold over, bring it to the center. Everything is just going into the center. Fold it. It, bring it to the center. Video bombing. That's all right. Oh. Oh, good job. That's a worthy video bomb. Pick up the opala. Where is this opala from? Wonder what kind of opala. What kind of opala is that? Right on. Kiai. Awesome, you picked up the opala.
Your turtle.
Nope. I don't know what that is. Hold it to the center, always to the center. Right? Fold it in half to the center, push it up. Thank you. That's awesome. Always to the center. Okay, so what I usually do is I will measure it on my own head, and then I have to have it so that it you can make it so the ends touch each other, or you don't have to. Because of the way this is woven over here, it has stretching room afterwards to expand the circumference if needed. So just keep working with it to make how you want to make it. And when you try to expand it, you got to do it gently. Seems like it's not gonna make it to, which is a good thing, so I should add, I should show how to add, so I'm just gonna do that, how to add more, because it's not going to need to extend it a little bit more. So I'm gonna use the clothespin to hold my place there. So when adding in to extend the braiding, you put the centerpiece first. So in the same direction, because this is the bottom and this is the top of the leaf. Going to add it in the same direction of the leaf, top or bottom of the leaf, this way. Oh, it's the bottom part. You add it in there and then fold over the braid and then push it up to hold it in place. Then you put in the next one on top of that. Now in this adding period, you have to be more conscientious of holding this firmly, or else it's going to fall apart. So I'm going to add in the next one. Push it up. push it up. Alright, it's already coming out. Gonna have to try that one again in the next one. So holding it tight is necessary, or else it just slides out the first couple times. So holding it down and pinching it good is necessary, or else it's just gonna slide out. Especially like that the first couple of them. And then holding it tightly, but you can't pull it so tight or else it's going to rip. That's where it gets challenging, that the dexterity and the muscle control. So you just gotta keep working at it, or keep doing it to get used to what needs to be done for you working with this. So you place it and then pull over the weave and then push it up, and this is the part where you need to hold it good for a couple times so that it doesn't just slide out. Once you got it going a couple of times, then you can kind of relax the holding the tight this part here so it doesn't just slide out. Gonna measure a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off this bottom one because it's not needed anymore, because from here I'm going to be braiding through. For the end, the other end of the tying part. So the one I'm going to be cutting off. And now we're going to braid it nicely for the other end for the tying part. So you fold it. This is what we've been doing the whole time. This part does not change. It just gets a little confusing when adding into this braiding part, the tea leaves. A little bit more. Okay, so gotta make this a little longer because we have to tie a knot at the end part to hold it together. So you just take this to tie it. There. So this is what the inside looks like. It has, when you tie it together, and it might be a little bit too, you can stretch it. It'll stretch a good maybe another inch or two if necessary. Just tie it, have it pre-tied. So it's better to have it tied while it's wet, because when it's dry, what happens, it becomes brittle again. So yeah. Like that. Okay. There you go. The lepo'o. The kids just love this, or everybody does. Receive a lepo'o, getting crowned, Hawaiian crown. Thank you so much for watching. You just have to gather the leaves and keep practicing. Okay guys? Aloha. Nete nanam.